My name's Wade Watts. My dad picked that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid. My mom too.
Well, get ready for virtual reality. All I can say is, and I can say this, it is impossible to take in every kind of visual delight of Steven Spielberg's latest Ready Player One, set in the world of the Oasis, a virtually real world where it's almost like a Disneyland theme park for geeks. This is set in the year 2045 and centers around a young man by the name of Wade Watts. He's played by Tye Sheridan. He lives in this kind of trailer park that looks like Blade Runner on steroids. It's all piled on top of each other, one trailer after another. He escapes his daily mundane life into the world of the Oasis, where anything can happen in this virtual world, and there are more pop culture references piled into this one movie than I have ever seen before. It is almost a phantasmagoric look at Spielberg's entire career, as if he's having a crazy, wild dream, and he's put it all on screen.
People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. But they stay because of all the things they can be.
Can you feel this?
Yeah. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything.
There are references to John Hughes movies, Kubrick, Saturday Night Fever, Michael Jackson, Prince, Buckaroo Banzai, Batman, Godzilla, Jurassic Park, on and on and on. A main character I'm so happy to see is the Iron Giant, because when that movie came out, it didn't get the love it deserved. Here, it's back on screen in a big way in this movie. There are a lot of kind of battle sequences here that look like right out of Pacific Rim, but mean so much more and are so much fun here. This is based on a 2011 novel by Ernest Cline, who has co-written the script with Zach Penn. This is a world that no one could imagine except somebody steeped in video game lore and mythology and, of course, pop culture. Now, the idea here is that James Halliday, who's played by Oscar winner Mark Rylance, he's died, but he's left behind instructions for a kind of scavenger hunt, as it were. But at the end of that scavenger hunt is a huge prize. Essentially, he's handing the world to the winner, $500 billion, and all they have to do is find these 3 keys that will unlock the key to getting the Easter egg hidden at the end of this big game in the Oasis. But it's almost impossible to do. You have to read the clues, and they aren't that easy. The only movie I can think of that's not referenced here is It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, which was a race for greed, which has elements here of people going for this imagined fortune at the end of a rainbow, or the big W there. But here, it is a much more complex thing, and you really have to go through hell to get there. Also, on the other end of it is not just the Wade Watts character, who seems to be the most adept at trying to figure this out through his avatar named Parzival, but also the evil and slippery corporate henchman known as Nolan Sorrento. He's played beautifully by Ben Mendelsohn, and he's determined to find a way to get this fortune one way or another, even if he doesn't have quite the smarts to do it. There's also a love interest here in the form of another avatar who goes by the name Artemis, played by Olivia Cooke. And this movie darts back and forth between the real world of these characters and this virtual reality world in the Oasis, where they meet as their alter egos and the avatars.
This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
The Oasis,
the world's most important economic resource.
it's nothing less than a war for control of the future.
So much goes on here, I can't even relate it all. I will say the highlight for me, though, was a sequence where they go and visit the set of The Shining, of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. That's incredible. That is worth the price of admission alone, but there's so much else here. A dazzling sequence right out of Saturday Night Fever, all set to this visual world that Spielberg has created here with his craftspeople at the top of their game. Ready Player One is loud, it's frenetic, there's so much going on screen at all times. It may be headache-inducing in some ways, but I had a great time in this movie. And wow, it shows the master that Spielberg is at every front in the filmmaking business. He really knows how to pull this off. I actually had the chance to talk to him about this movie briefly a few months ago when he was editing it. He said it's the hardest movie he's had to make since Saving Private Ryan, but it's all on the screen and it pays off. It is a real treat for moviegoers, and you can't see it just once. You have to keep going back, because this is a movie that is impossible to grasp all on the first viewing. So I say, go, and then go again.